Whoa, 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 ho, 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 ho. What is up, Wack people? Oh my God, I've been saying that so much, you guys. What's up with everybody? I hope everything is amazing for you all as always. I am, of course, your host, the Honorable OCT Octavius Haye. And if you don't know, now you know. You are listening to the WACCast podcast today. And yeah, man, been on a little bit of a break, a little hiatus. Been having some scheduling issues, some things moving around. I've been really busy, so had to take a few weeks off. But I'm back and I'm ready to talk Wack. So let's talk Wack to him. So man, oh man, so sad when friendships seem to be coming apart. Looks like Gillie and Walo on $1 Million Worth of Game podcast. They had Jay Prince on there. They had Larry Hoover Jr., Larry Hoover's son on there. And it pretty much were talking about, you know, the process they're going through to try to free Larry Hoover from prison and getting a little bit of Jay Prince backstory and things like that. And of course, Jay Prince and Wack have a little beef over some footage that this female, I guess she went and interviewed Jay Prince. She had some footage. Wack says they were trying to extort her. Jay Prince says Wack is trying to extort them. And, you know, it all comes to a confusion about, I guess, the contract of who owns footage. And she wouldn't let them use the footage to try to get him out. Footage of him talking and speaking to try to help his case of getting out. And pretty much Jay Prince went in on Wack, just called him Rat 100 and saying how he this type of person that just bad stuff. A lot of people are upset at Gillie and Walo because Gillie and Walo are like really cool with Wack. They've had Wack on the podcast. They seem to have like a really close friendship. They be goofy with each other. It's all good. It's all love. I believe when Wack was doing his podcast, he had them on there. I believe so. So you know, it's a familiar relationship. I don't know how good of friends they are, but they seem like they really cool. Like they really fool with each other. Now, of course, Wack is the king of Clubhouse. So he took the Clubhouse to talk about this, and you know his cheerleaders was going in, getting mad, frustrated over talking to each other, just so frustrated that Walo and Gillie didn't stand up for Wack, didn't cut off Jay Prince and say, "Hey man, that's the homie. You can't talk like that about him." So the situation they're going through as far as with the footage of Larry Hoover and who has his best interest at heart, I don't know. They exchanging text message conversation that they each said. I don't know what's going on with that. But I will say as far as Wack being upset, and Wack even said he's going next time he see him, he's gonna say what's up, and depending on how they answer, you know, you're gonna know if they messed the room up or if they dap it up. I don't know. But you know, as far as Wack being upset that they didn't stand up for him or check Jay Prince a little bit, how do I feel about that? Because on one hand, I get that that's your boy, but on the other hand, you know, you're creating content, you're interviewing this man, you want him to speak, and they didn't go into the bashing of Wack. They kind of ignored it. They didn't even like egg him on, like, what you mean by that or nothing. They, other than when Gillie read the text message, you know, they didn't really respond to it. And Gillie read the text message that Jay Prince showed him that Wack, the conversation between him and Wack, or him and Kanye, I don't know. But Gillie didn't really respond to that. They never really responded to nothing he said, and they just kept trying to, oh yeah, so tell us about, you know, when you was working with Death Row, you know, tell us about, you know, your upbringing and, you know, what y'all want to do for free Larry. So I don't think that they were really trying to egg on him to be disrespectful. Jay Prince just kept bringing it back to Wack. Even when they got off of Larry Hoover, he just kept bringing it back to Wack. He clearly got a problem with this dude. And I understand why Wack has been talking about he gonna beat him up and he ain't nothing and ain't nobody scared of Jay Prince and testing him. So Jay Prince got to, you know, kind of get a little irritated with him. I thought it was a great interview, but yeah, I don't know. I gotta agree with Wack to some degree that you shouldn't be, if that's your man's, at some point you got to be like, all right, you say, but I don't think that that's necessarily true. And you know, you can still let your guests get their stuff off, but you can stand up for your guy if that's your guy to some degree. You don't have to. I do agree. You got to let the guests talk. And if you want to get in that interview business, sometimes people gonna have negative things to say about your friends. I think there's a way to handle that to where you don't feel like you letting your friends down. I don't feel like they were letting him down. like I said, they weren't going back and forth and talking trash with him, and they were kind of like trying to move off of that while also giving Jay Prince his respect. I think from Wack's point of view, Wack said if that happened to me, I wouldn't let that happen. I wouldn't stand there and just let nobody talk to y'all about y'all like that. I would say something. And I guess that's just difference of approach. So, like I said, I don't think that they meant any ill will towards Wack. I think Wack a lot of times goes overboard with things. He blows things out of proportion, and he doesn't listen. He knows what he knows, and you can't say nothing to him. He just is it. So I don't know what's gonna happen when and if they see each other. I don't think that Gillie and Walo are punks. I don't think he can punk them out. So I would just hope that they, as all three grown men, would know this ain't nothing about nothing, And your problem ain't with Gillie and Walo. Your problem was with Jay Prince. So that's who you need to see if you want to see somebody. You can go off on them and be like, why you ain't warn me? Why you ain't this and that and that? And that's fine. That's fair. And I get that. But again, that you watch the interview, they was not antagonizing that man or trying to engage in this beef between y'all. They was trying to move far away from it as possible. And I don't know. So we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully Wack and them can squash that because it's stupid. And I gotta say, this is one of the most entertaining podcasts they had when Wack was on there.
It's the WACCast podcast. Yeah.
Talk Wack to me. Talk Wack to me.
Yeah.
Talk Wack to me. Talk Wack to me.
It's the WACCast podcast. Yeah.
Talk Wack to me. Talk Wack to me.
Yeah.
Talk Wack to me. Talk Wack to me.